Most people ask the wrong question about God. They ask, does this sound holy? Does this come from the right authority? Does this use scripture? Does this come from the church, the expert, the institution, the policy, the tradition? But according to the framework here, that is not the real test. The real test is fruit. If a law, a teaching, a church practice, a policy, a covenant, or a help system is actually of God, it will bear a certain kind of fruit. It will make burdens lighter. It will make exits wider. It will make repair faster. It will make custody lower. And it will make truth safer. That is the test. And if it fails those things, yet still claims righteousness, then the warning is blunt. It is a gate, and the gate is a throne. That matters because the central claim here is that God is the boundary, not the throne. A boundary protects life, preserves order, and keeps love from collapsing into chaos. A throne captures life, concentrates jurisdiction, and sells safety back as permission. So when something claims God, truth, safety, holiness, mercy, or authority, ask better questions. Does this increase real choices for the vulnerable? Does this reduce burdens on the already burdened? Is it appealable and repairable if it is wrong? Does it distribute power or concentrate it upward? Who pays when it fails, the powerful or the weak? Does it build exits or demand compliance as the price of help? Because if the burden moves downward and the appeal path is sealed, it is not God. That line is simple, but it explains a lot. It explains why so many systems can speak in holy words and still feel wrong. They say, we care. They say, we want what is best. They say, this is for your protection. They say, we can't make exceptions. They say, if you comply, we can help. But the help comes with leverage. The relief comes after performance. The truth is punished instead of protected. The exits narrow. The weak keep paying. That is how mimicry works. The file's language is that thrones can mimic God's concern, God's words, and God's safety language. The devil's most effective strategy is not open evil. It is counterfeit good. Help that cages. So do not only ask whether something sounds kind. Ask what direction the weight moves. God's pattern moves burdens upward and relief downward. Thrones move burdens downward and seal exits. That is why one of the most important questions you can ask is there an appeal corridor? Can someone question this without being punished? Can they tell the truth without retaliation? Can they change their mind without exile? Can they ask for help without surrendering their conscience? Because where appeal is punished, God is not present. That is one of the clearest tests in the framework. And this also explains why keys and authority are not automatically good. The text says, keys are for blessing, not for gates. Seals bind duty, not ownership. In other words, if someone claims authority, that authority should bind the leader to service, duty, repair, and burden-bearing, not bind the people to custody. So a true key should lighten burdens, widen exits, speed repair, keep records plain, protect the vulnerable, and refuse to condition bread on compliance. If it does the opposite, the key has become a gate, and the gate has become a throne. That is the heart of it. How do you tell if something is actually of God? Not by badge, not by title, not by office, not by certainty, not by religious language, not by how serious it sounds. You judge by fruit. Does it make burdens lighter? Does it widen exits? Does it make repair faster than process? Does it lower custody? Does it make truth safer for the vulnerable? And if it does not, even if it quotes scripture, even if it claims holiness, even if it wraps itself in safety, expertise, policy, priesthood, or concern, then it is not bearing the pattern of God. So here is the simplest way to say all of it. If it helps you without trapping you, it bears God's pattern. If it controls you while calling itself help, it is becoming a throne. Judge by fruit. Because the real God does not need a gate. He builds a way out.